Hey guys, it's your girl Miss Brittany M.
And DC.
And we are back with another video. And in this video, we are going to be talking about becoming first-time parents and everything that we have been experiencing these past 4 weeks. So DC is officially 1 month old. He's actually a little bigger than that.
A month and maybe a week or two now.
Yeah. I think he's actually going on 2 months pretty soon. So we had to make this video to tell you guys all of the tea. I know a lot of you guys are pregnant, a lot of you guys are expecting soon, and so I thought it was so cool that as new parents we have completely different experiences and perspectives and points of views. So we are going to be breaking down our experience week by week, and I just want to give a disclaimer. So if you guys have been watching since Vlogmas, you guys have seen the labor and delivery video, and then week by week how we have been managing as new parents. I was still uploading videos every single day when we had DC, and a lot of you guys were asking me, you know, why aren't you happy, or why aren't you, you know, telling us the good and the positive things about the baby? And that was definitely intentional. For me and DC, we know that my following is majority a lot of young teenage girls, and so me and DC decided together, you know, we didn't want to glamorize our baby and our pregnancy, only because what we didn't want to do is give you guys the wrong perspective, basically cap on the internet. How DC was saying, like, we didn't want to cap, and we didn't want to make it seem like our baby is so cute and we're having so much fun.
It's so easy.
And it's so easy. And this is how we look. And life is great. And we don't get that much sleep, but you know, our world is amazing. We did not want to do that. You guys have a million couples on YouTube that you can go watch that'll make becoming parents seem like a breeze. Yeah. We didn't want to do that. We wanted to literally be as authentic as possible and tell you guys the truth and share our truth, and make sure that teen girls, or even girls in their 20s, girls who are thinking about having children, they know exactly what they're about to sign up for, because I wish I had that content before I got pregnant. Not to say I regret anything, but I just really wish that I was able to see, you know, other girls my age and their perspective and what really goes down behind the camera. Because when you watch these videos, it's so cute seeing everyone with their babies, but you don't see
the hard work behind it.
And well, we're just gonna get into the video and we'll go on. So we're gonna start off with the first week. So I'm gonna go first and he'll go second. So as a new mom, the first week was the roughest. It was the most challenging, and I can't talk about the first week unless I talk about the first night. I brought this baby home, right? And I'm gonna sound a little harsh, but this, I just have to explain it the way I felt. I felt like I brought this baby home, and that night when everybody else went to sleep and it was just me and DC up with this newborn, and I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know how to do anything. I almost cried and cried because everybody had the baby all day until it was time to go to sleep, and my parents are in their room, and Hota and his girlfriend are in their rooms, and it's literally just me and DC, and we're exhausted at that. We're exhausted. But this baby is up, this baby is hungry, this baby has energy, this baby is screaming, this baby is crying, this baby is cold, this baby, like, and I just remember feeling like, what the hell did I just sign up for? Like, because I'm exhausted. DC's exhausted. What are we about to do? Like, we can't just go to sleep on this baby. This baby needs us. Then, so that night, his mom was here. Thank God. His mom was here. And DC was like, we're going to just have to give the baby to my mom. Because we really tried. I can tell as new parents, we really wanted to be there and prove to ourselves that we can do it. But we were that exhausted. So his mom was here, thank God. She took the baby for us overnight, and we were able to get some rest. But I kept hearing him cry even when, like, it was silent. Does that make sense? Like, it was silent, but in my mind, I kept hearing him cry. The second day, I remember just wanting to take a shower, brush my teeth, wash my face, make breakfast, lay down. And my baby was hungry every 2 hours, screaming and crying because he wanted his diaper changed. He was so tiny that I was so afraid to hold him because he was just so fragile. And then it hit me that he doesn't eat unless I feed him. Like, because I was pumping, I'm like, he literally solely relies on me for food. Like, I don't know why that was so overwhelming to me.
That's deep.
It was like such a big responsibility. And so again, you guys know I had my C-section, and that day I just remember being like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Like, I literally felt so defeated, and I cried, and I went to DC, and I was like, I don't know, like, what I just signed up for. Like, this is not fun, this is not cute. Like, I am exhausted. I have to pump every 2 hours. This baby seems like he's crying every 25 minutes. Like, it was so hectic, and I just remember just feeling like I didn't know how I was gonna get through being a mom. And that was my whole week. I was just frustrated, I was tired, I was exhausted. And I think that's what it is. You're trying to be the best mom you can be, but you're exhausted. And because before the baby, and DC really had to like break this down to me. He was like, Brittany, you went from having no responsibility in life, besides waking up and getting to work on time, that's it, and no discipline, to like being a mom. Like, that's two completely extreme,
big differences.
Yeah, spectrums. And so DC just always had to remind me, like, it's going to be an adjustment for you because you have no discipline. Like, you literally wake up, you do what you want, you walk out the house when you want, you go to sleep when you want, you'll oversleep and take the L. Like, to becoming a mom, like, it was just a lot.
Yeah.
So how was your first week?
So I think you explained, you said the perfect word for what I think the first week was for me, and that was adjusting, making adjustments. So as a man, for me, how I was raised, you take care of your business, you make the adjustments, you swallow it and do what you need to do. So the first week for me was just stepping up in those different areas where I seen that she was tired. I knew that she was going to need to relax, need to rest. So I just need to step in as much as possible to see what DC needs, if he needs to be fed, if he needs to be, it's like anything. So that first week, I think we both took work off. Yeah. And so we really just seen how his day-to-day was going to be. So like he said, he was up for an hour, sleeping. He's up, he's eating, he's up all night. So it was very rough at first. So
it was very rough. I either cried because I was exhausted, or I cried because every time the baby would cry, I would take it personal, like I was a bad mom. And I know that sounds so crazy because like Brittany babies cry, but it was just something about like,
there was a lot of emotions going on.
Yeah.
So. And I was very glad that we did have my mom here, especially that first week. Her parents, I think your mom took off a couple of days that first week. We had friends coming over that first week. So it helped cheer us up. It helped keep us going. It kind of gave us motivation that we're going to be fine. It's the first week. So we learned a lot in that first week too.
Yeah. And just simple things like getting on the internet. Like, literally that first week, I remember crying because I was like, I can't even roam the internet in peace because the baby just keeps crying, or he always needs me. Like, I just felt like this person was attached to me and it was inconvenient. I'm just gonna be honest. That first week, I just felt like the baby was just such an inconvenience to my life because I'm like, I want to edit videos and I want to film videos and I want to take a bath for 45 minutes and just soak in the tub. Like, there was just so much I couldn't do. Like, basically, I didn't realize how much freedom I sacrificed once we brought a newborn home. Is that okay to say?
I mean, it's the truth.
Yeah, that's just how I felt. So the second week. So by the second week, I was used to being exhausted. And I know that sounds crazy, but that's just how it is. Because I don't want to make it seem like you get more rest the second week. I think you just get used to running off of less sleep.
That adjusting you had to do.
Yeah. Now the second week, DC really, well, since day one, he's been stepping up to the plate. But the second week, I really had to open my mouth and just let DC know, like, I need you to take this baby like right now. Because I think I was trying to prove to myself that I was a good mom, that sometimes when I really needed help, I wouldn't say anything. And DC really had to like sit me down like, look, I know you're trying, but sis, like, bring me my son and let me know when I need to take my son. Because I wasn't being vocal about that. And DC really had to like bring that up.
Yeah.
Then I remember one day I cried because, and again, I'm being transparent because you guys are my sisters and we're just going to keep it honest. I was crying one night and I was telling DC how I was feeling because I felt like the dynamic changed so much that I realized how fast it changed in our relationship. And I know how many couples break up because of newborns, and sometimes they blame it on postpartum, but now that I am a new mom and I'm engaged, I see how quickly a newborn can shake things up in a relationship. And when I noticed that, I was so sad because I felt like there was nothing we could do about it. And so I remember crying in DC and I was like, you know, now that we have this newborn, we're both exhausted, we're both so focused on the baby, but like we don't even talk to each other, like we don't even hang out, we don't have time to just relax and watch TV, or now we don't sleep, we don't have the same sleep schedule because we like to tag team and one of us is up and the other one goes to sleep. So now I'm sleeping alone every night. And I just felt like this DC was slipping away from me, and I felt so sad about it. And I remember praying, remember what you told me? So I remember DC was like, Brittany, this is so temporary. Like we have a newborn, like right now it's all about the baby, but trust me, like we'll have time for ourselves. But I didn't believe him. I just cried and cried. Remember that? Yeah,
she was very thinking in the moment, but you was very emotional at the time too. It wasn't like you weren't really seeing kind of further out, and it was understandable. It was a lot going on, a lot of change at that time, but that was a good conversation to have, because I feel like a lot of people don't have that conversation and put that on the line so you can actually see it clearly, because I didn't even think about it until she said it. She was right though.
And because like we're young, right? We're newly engaged. This is literally my bestie, like my best friend. But when the baby came home, everything was about the baby, that I just felt like we missed out on the fun and the communication and that intimacy, or just, you know, us just hanging out. And it's kind of like when you become a mom and you and your best friend kind of just slowly start talking less, y'all slowly hanging out less, y'all are slowly like less and less on the phone. That's kind of how I felt in my own relationship. And so once I brought it up, he was like, let's just be great parents right now, and trust me, like once we get this down and once we get a schedule, we'll be able to do things. And he was right. So we'll talk about that as the week's go on. What else the second week, babe?
I think in the second week we went back to work too. So that was a huge adjustment, being able to, so we have her mom beginning of the week, and then we invite my mom over the second half of the week, just so we can have enough time to work and take care of him, because I think for a couple of days we tried to do it on our own, and it was hectic. So I'm in meetings, she's in meetings, he's screaming, it was a lot going on. So that was another adjustment we had to make.
And for me, it was the opposite, guys. So I'm great at what I do at work. Being a new mom, that's not something I'm technically good at, because every day is something different. Every day is a new challenge. Every day I'm learning something. Every day I'm adjusting to something different. And so being at work just gives me that sense of like it doesn't change. Like it's just like a everyday process. It's the same routine and I'm just good at it. Mom life, on the other hand, you just always feel like a student. You always feel like orientation. Like you just always feel like, right, babe? Like
you're always learning.
You're always in training when it comes to mom life. And so incorporating work into my new normal makes me feel good, because when I do clock in at work, and even when I'm editing videos or if I'm recording videos, I just feel like it's something that I'm good at, that I know that I can do well. Mom life, I need a little bit more encouragement. So that's how that felt that second week.
That's understandable.
Now the third week. The third week is when my mommy instincts finally started to kick in, and I was so excited about this. So the third week, my mommy instinct started to kick in. So I'm waking up at 5 a.m. every day. I'm getting used to pumping around the clock every 2 hours. I'm cool working off of 5 hours of sleep. I'm starting to understand the baby's cries. So now I can see, oh, he's hungry. Oh, he just wants to be picked up. Oh, he's just tired. Like now my mommy instincts are kicking in, and I'm getting adjusted to this new normal. My baby is starting to really recognize my personal scent. He's starting to only like I noticed the 3rd week he started to really just only want me sometimes. So I can tell when like he literally just wants me, and then I can tell when he really just wants DC. And that has been really nice. I would say the 3rd week.
So for week 3 for me, nothing really changed with me, but by week 3 he changed so much. So now he's bigger. He's able to, I mean, like, I'm not gonna say communicate with us because he's only crying, but now he's not just crying for no reason.
Right.
So he's able to relax now too. To cry when he needs us to do something for him, go back to relaxing. And he's sitting up just looking at us smiling. So his personality and just him individually started to change more comfortably, and we're able to just be around him and just all watch TV. So it started getting a lot easier once week 3 came, and he kind of came into himself, I guess you could say.
Yeah, for sure. Now week 4. Week 4 is the week when I finally was okay with accepting help and like appreciating the help and embracing the help. So week 4 is when I can give the baby to my parents, and my parents will have them for literally hours. And during that time, I'm taking a nap, I'm editing videos, I'm relaxing, I'm doing my hair, I may go take a long bath, or I'm just spending time with DC. You know, we're on the couch and we're laid up, or, you know, watching comedy shows. You know, week 4, I was very, very okay with getting the help and knowing that like it doesn't make you any less of a mom if you give your baby, you know, to somebody for a couple hours and you just do you, or just spend time with your fiance by yourself. So week 4, I think I was finally comfortable, like I don't have anything to prove. Like, so now when somebody says like, oh, can I hold him? Go ahead, you got it, you know. Or now when somebody you know, like if his mom or if my mom offer to have him overnight, now I can actually leave the baby overnight and go get some sleep because I deserve it, and my baby's gonna be just fine. Yeah,
week 4, now we're able to go get dinner on Friday night if we want to just get a break. Week 4, we can just sit around the TV, put him in his crib, and we're just all laughing, having a good time. So week 4, we kind of started focusing on us again, making sure that we're communicating. How was work today? How's everything going? What do you need from me?
Yeah.
Like setting up dates and everything. So week 4, we're kind of getting back. It's starting to get a little normal and kind of regular. We're starting to get used to what's going on. So
now, one thing I can say I wasn't used to the beginning of week 4 is getting up and just, I'm so used to just getting up and going before mom life that now that we have a newborn, I had to get used to, and I think DC is better at it than me. I had to get used to like, oh wait, now we gotta find a babysitter, and now we have to make sure we come back at a reasonable time. And if we're staying out late, we need to make sure somebody can help us in the morning because we're gonna be even more tired. Like, just thinking in advance and thinking ahead and scheduling things and making sure we have a backup plan. DC is way better than that than me.
That's my thing.
But I do remember crying and just feeling so overwhelmed because for the last 25 years, I literally just was ripping, running the street whenever I want. I'll stay out for 3 nights and come back when I feel like it. Now that I have a son, it's like,
you're responsible for it.
Yeah, like we can't just go grab a hotel or just drive to Charlotte or book a flight like this. Like now we really have to plan. So that was the one thing I think I felt a little like overwhelmed about, but now it's fine. Now I get it. So any advice you would give to new parents?
Accept help when people ask or when it's given. Definitely don't push anyone away, because they're coming. If they're coming, they really want to help. Like they really want to look out for you. They really care about you. So just accept all the help that you can get. I would say.
And I would say, from my experience, I'm gonna piggyback off of that. For anybody who is pregnant and you are going to be having a child soon, I would say pick 2 people that you trust that have a servant heart that you know, and when they come over, ask them to do the simple tasks that are a little time consuming. So for an example, since the baby's been home, DC does all of the washing the clothes, he cooks lunch and dinner, he cleans up around the house, he will, what's that called, babe? What do you do for the bottles?
Distillerize? Whatever it is.
Whatever it's called. The bottles. You know, he washes all of DC's clothes. He wipes down everything. He disinfects everything around the house once a week. Like, get one person and that's their only responsibility. It's just to do that type of stuff. So you can really just focus on your baby. And then if you have a second person, it's great, because one thing with me and DC, we love tag teaming. I think that's the best. When it's just us, we got it.
Yeah.
But when it's that one extra person, we're really able to just
really easier.
Yeah. So that's why I think us living with our family was the best decision we could have ever made. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, especially for the first year or so. Definitely, just to get the hang of it and kind of know what you're doing, especially with someone that has experience with a child. So if you have any questions, you have someone right there that can answer, or go to someone that does know the answer. So, or
even if you, like we said, even if you are just exhausted, just knowing that there's somebody else in the house that is there 24/7 to help you out, it just gives me personally that sense of like, all right. Like, there has been nights where the baby's just screaming and crying. I know one of my parents are gonna come downstairs. And there were a couple nights, especially the first 2 weeks, there were a couple nights when the baby was crying his eyes out and Darren was asleep, because, you know, it was so important for Darren to get as much rest as he could, because he really carries this family on his back throughout the day. And so when the baby would cry and scream, my parents would come downstairs, take him from me, and just tell me to breathe. And I'd be like, you know, just regroup, just get it together. Like, it's okay, it's not the end of the world. And those first 2 weeks, y'all, I needed my parents and his parents so bad, because for me, I told you guys, I used to take everything personal. So, you know, I would get overwhelmed so easily. I burst into tears so easily. And so for somebody to just come and get the baby out of my hands and just allow me to just get it together for a second, just breathe, you know. And then when DC would come back, I just feel like, okay, DC's back, Dad is back, Dad got it. I do want to thank my pumpkin, because he's such a great dad. I definitely think who you end up having a child with also matters. That matters. Is he disciplined? Is he respectful? Is he able to pick up the slack? Does he have a serving heart? Is he family oriented? What would you say as a new dad, what you need?
Like, what you mean, from me or from my partner?
No, I'm talking like as a man.
As a man, definitely patience. Definitely have to want to lead. So that's just a trait that I seen with my father growing up. So I try to be as much like him as I can be. So he did a pretty good job. So just being able to help out when you can. I think a lot of guys are raised that you shouldn't be, like when she mentioned me cooking and cleaning, and a lot of guys are raised that they shouldn't do things like that. And I don't know why people will be raised that, but I enjoy cooking, cleaning. It helps get things done, so I definitely step in wherever I can. Even
though the nurses at the hospital, they were telling me how lucky I was to have him, and I really did. I took it for granted until we got home, and I was like, they're right. Like, when I talk to some moms and I tell them how much he does and how much he helps, they're like, you're so lucky. Your partner is so involved, and he is just he's just such a great help, such a great dad. So I would just say, sis, if you're in love right now, you know, a man could be a great partner, but will he be a great father is what you have to figure out. And I don't want you guys to realize the answer too late. So just keep that in mind. I'm just looking out for y'all. But I love you guys so much. Keep me and my family in prayer and update so we can end this on a positive note. Baby DC left the hospital 4 pounds 4 ounces, and now he is I'm sure 7 pounds right
probably now. 7 now. Yep, the doctor said 6'8", and that was a week or two ago. So yeah, he's definitely 7 something.
And he is happy, he is great. Like DC said, he smiles a lot. What else can you share, babe?
Yeah, smiling, laughing, just very hyperactive. He's always all over the place, so that's gonna be good. A good athlete one day. Be on the lookout.
And he loves his dad. They do skin to skin, and he's knocked out. He was just such a great baby,
he's always lifting his head all over the place.
Yes.
With tummy time.
Now we're doing tummy time. He can roll over. He's starting to sleep a little more throughout the night, but he doesn't like missing out on anything. So if he hears anything, if he hears us laughing too much, he'll just wake up and look around, see what's going on.
He knows he got it from me.
But yes, guys, so that is it. Thank you guys for watching this video, and for any new parents, we are sending all of our love. We'll be up all hours of the night with you guys too, so make sure you guys reach out to us on Instagram during those sleepless nights, and we're sending all of our love. Adios.